And we are live. What is going on? And happy Turtle Tuesday, everybody.
It's Turtle Tuesday again.
It is Turtle Tuesday again. Not only is it Turtle Tuesday, it is also 404 Day. So happy 404 Day, my fellow Atlanteans. And I'm sure Mike has no idea how
Nope.
why nope that so oh man that was my phone. My phone's like way too far. Okay.
That
But
was funny. I also got my phone just went off, but
um yeah,
that was a
so
notification about this recording. So
that's exactly what my phone was, is the notification for this recording. But
sweet.
yeah, so let me explain 404. 404 was the area code, the main area code in Atlanta ever since like pretty much like when I was born and everything. Now like we've
Mm,
ventured off to other area codes like 770 and 678 and that kind of stuff. But like
okay.
404 is like the OG area code, and that's like people in Atlanta like they don't want to give up this number. Like especially with the days of cell phones and everything. Um,
Mm,
like because 404 means that you're in Atlanta, and so that like it's I want to say 404 Day started like I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, something like that. It just and now it's a tradition now because April 4th, 404.
do you guys have uh like area? Do you describe like areas by area code? Like for us out here, we're like ugh the 909.
Oh no, we don't do that
Mm,
because uh like our area code, like the three big area codes, 770, 678, and 404 are all mingled together. So like my neighbor like next to me could have a different area code than me, and it started in the mid 90s when cell phones started a thing, and then so they just start assigning random people different area codes, even though they're in the same area. It's just that it literally they're running out of numbers because of
mhm.
the cell phones. So
Okay, because we
yeah,
like because I live in metropolitan Southern California,
right.
so uh LA, I mean, growing up, I had three different area codes
Uh huh.
and I lived in the same house the
Oh
whole
wow.
time. Uh, and and so even now, like we still have a bunch of area codes, but like we still describe like different places in California based on those area codes.
I can see that.
Um, so like, so sometimes you're like, ugh, the 909.
No, man, I hate those 678 people. Yeah, no,
So
no, I can totally see that. No, like I said, like the Atlanta residents, like 404 is just one that they just want to hold on to, like so bad,
mm,
like that's like I don't know that's like they feel, and part of it is because like that's the area code that they grew up with, like pretty much like most of their life. I remember when our like my house, like our area code changed from 404 to 770, and
mm,
like I remember like that was kind of a big deal, but now it's like like but like the people that's inside the city, it's like no, we gotta have 404. 404. It's just that's just the way they are. But yeah, no, we don't describe the areas like that. I mean, I can tell you like
gotcha.
I can tell you like Savannah and Valdosta, they have their own area code and like they have their own thing, but they're way too far away from us to even consider to be in our. We don't even consider like that even in our state. We just like it's like oh yeah that's Georgia. We're Atlanta. That's like how
Gotcha.
we are. Yeah, yeah.
All
So
right, so turtles.
yeah, turtles. Yeah, let's go into turtles. We're they're in New York. They have no yeah. So this week in the audio podcast, we should be releasing. I'm in the middle of editing the Dimension X story. Just to let you guys know, just kids like they keep coming up with drama, and like it's like once we handle like a 4-year-old's like drama, then like the 4 month or now his 5 month old, he'll have his own drama, even though like he's not old enough to actually like have do his own opinions. But yeah, that's been like really like slowing us up and everything. And then like especially sleep schedules, man, they're a mess. But Dimension X Story should be up. We already recorded Donatello's Degree. That should be up, and then we're taking a week off anyway for going to run 19 miles. So, but yeah, this week Dimension X Story should be up. But what's been going on? The more consistent Ninja Turtle Power Hour.
We are still trekking on through the European vacation season. So we did Venice on the Half Shell, Artless, and Ring of Fire.
Nice.
Three what I can only describe as episodes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. Like we've been through that journey. Have, like, it's the educational portion of the episode.
It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're going through the next 3 episodes. So I watched the next 2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I know.
It's certainly a trip. I don't want to spoil it.
Right. No, it's definitely a trip. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just glad we've already suffered through all that, and like,
lucky you.
Yeah. I can tell you, like, our least listened episodes were the European episodes, but it's funny because our most listened episode is when we had Christian from TMNT The Talk. He came on to guest to talk about a Snow Way Out again, because I revisited that episode, and that's our most listened episode. And like, so I'm like, what like, do I need to have Austrians in every one of my Austrian episodes? Like,
you absolutely do.
I know, exactly. Yeah. Don't envy you. But yeah, be sure to check out those podcasts. But let's go ahead and get with this week's news, because actually, before I go on, because I literally just opened up chat, I see that Robert's here, and he says, Robert was chiming in about the area code thing. I've heard
area codes.
Yeah, it's been the same for quite like decades.
Thanks for hanging out, Robert.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, joining us, Robert. But let's go ahead and get into news. We've got a lot of pretty much all action figure news this week. So the first thing I want to talk about is something that more excites me than Mike, because you guys, if you guys like been listening here, you guys know I'm really excited about the Playmates reissues, and this was technically a leak from Amazon. The listing's up there, but you can't actually order it. But the Mutating Raph is going to be reissued, and I can only imagine that the other 3 will also be coming as well. Even if they don't have the molds of the other 3, it's not like they can definitely just reuse this one and paint it different colors.
Well, I mean, we don't know. I mean, they haven't said anything about Pizza Toss and Dawn, so
I know exactly. Yeah. Oh gosh, because we still don't know why didn't it make Pizza Toss and Dawn, but like, I've had like people swear up to me and down, like, oh no, they lost a mold. I'm like, where did you learn that information? Because Playmates is not going to reveal that. That's just things that people went on the internet and said, and they just, so Mike, did you ever own any of these mutating figures?
I did, and Mutating Raph was actually the one I had the longest. I don't think I had all 4. I think I had Mikey and Raph. And I don't think I had all 4. I know, but I also remember having some of the other characters. Like, I had Splinter, I had I think I had Bebop, Whitewash Bebop, yeah. I know I had Splinter because I was like, oh, this is the first like Hamato Yoshi figure.
Yeah.
And I always just thought it was like funny how like it, for me, and like the storyline that I made up when I was younger, like this was like an extra mutated like super turtle because he was so much bigger than the other like turtles. So that was just kind of like the fun storyline I had made up in my head.
Nice. So my brother and I, we had Leo and Donnie. That's the one, because I had Leo and my brother had Donnie. We didn't have all 4 of them. And then like if you guys don't know, their weapons actually mutate as well. You can like new
Yeah.
little small little transformation on their weapons. I always liked
I was
this
like,
line.
I was like the mutating like pizza star.
Yeah, yeah, like it went from pizza to like Ninja Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the I like that one too. I like, and this was a successful line actually because like as Mike said, after they did the Turtles, they also did Splinter and Shredder and the other guys, and then
Mm.
like they did like vehicles because I'm right now in front of my computer desk. I actually have the Shredder that mutates into the mutant module.
Yeah.
So like I mean this like because I mean it's Transformers like this is
Yeah.
like something that really interests kids. I'm actually really happy about this one because this is like one I really wanted to get back. I really wanted to get these again as
Mm.
well.
I think we talk about it too. Like, not only was this just a popular line, like this has always consistently been a very popular line for
Yes,
Playmates. Like,
yes,
so much so that it's part of like the checklist of figures. Whenever
right.
we get a new version of Turtles, we're gonna get mutating Turtles.
Yes, 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 yes. This is a checklist because we had it in 2003, we had it in 2012.
Hmm.
And I don't think we had anything past 2012. I'm going to tell you this.
So we saw them for Rise, but they
Okay,
didn't
okay.
actually come out because the line was canceled. But we
Okay.
did see them at Toy Fair.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we saw them because we're going to be talking about another checklist item pretty soon. But uh I'm going to tell you this right now. The 2012 Mutant Turtles they're trash. I really because um what I didn't like about them was that because they wanted to fix that whole like leg problem was they actually had like these extra legs that came out, and I was not a fan of the 2012 versions. Robert says the only Mutant Turtles he had were from the 2003 series. I don't think I had the ones from the 2003 series, to be honest. Uh, but yeah, so I'm really excited that these are coming out. We'll get more information about it later, but as I mentioned, this was on Amazon, and I'm like 90% sure uh, this was like a leak or something or like Amazon was supposed to not have this because on the package itself has this interesting thing on it that says it's a new line called "The Making of a Ninja," and it's like only at Target, and it has like the Target symbol. And uh, to what actually I like about because this does not look like a sticker. This actually looks like it's printed on the box. Like, and I just think that's interesting because most of the time, like whenever there's like a store exclusive, it's usually just like a sticker so they can just kind of just put it on there, like so they don't have to
Yeah.
do much with the card art. Because the other things I do want to talk about, and I'm this might be a leak, this might not be. If Playmates, if you're listening, if I accidentally revealed it, I will gladly cut this from the podcast. But but we and it's another checklist item. We are getting Mutant Mayhem Turtle Tots. And again, this is it's printed on the card. It's the same line, the making of a ninja, only at Target. So these are going to be Target exclusives. I just think it's so interesting that it's printed on the card and not like on a sticker on the bubble, which is like
Yeah.
the easiest thing to do, especially
And so,
for
I mean,
international releases.
and so like that's not uncommon
Yeah.
for them to do like actual like printed cards. Um it's not like standard, but it isn't
It's
uncommon for them to do this.
No, it's not. It's not
What
uncommon.
is
It's just that usually they don't be for international because if for countries that don't have a target, they can like
right?
not they cannot have that. But this one's like on the actual card, so it could be that when it goes internationally, they have a different card art that literally is just something different. They have to do different card arts anyway because of languages and that kind of stuff.
And so like it's really interesting. I mean, this is kind of not our first look at the baby turtles because we've seen some art of them already, some like
Right.
official art, and we saw them in the trailer.
Right.
Um, but I mean, this is a good like stock view of them like not moving. So,
Right.
you know, a lot of people have been making South Park jokes for the past couple days about these.
But
I think they're cute.
I personally I think they're adorable. But and as we mentioned, this is like a checklist item because pretty much every line Rise was supposed to also get a Turtle Tots, but the line got canceled.
I
Um,
think those ones did come out. I
no, they didn't.
remember seeing them on card.
It was on card at Toy Fair, but they actually never came out. As a person who has every single Rise figure in his collection, I can tell you that the Turtle Tots for Rise did not come out. But
All right.
I I'm just saying, like, it's but no, they like Toy Fair show when they showcased it, it was going to be two on card, like the
Hmm.
2012, and like the thing I will say, because so Rise didn't get it, but the movie did. The 2014 movie did get it, and that one that one kind of annoyed me. Do you remember the 2014 like I would actually, there were more baby turtle figures, but do you remember like the evolution of Leonardo and the evolution of Raphael figures that were at
No, God, I forgot about
oh
those.
yeah, those were Target exclusives. um those were Target exclusives, and only reason I didn't get them was because they only did Leo and Raph, and I guess that was not popular enough to do Mikey and Donnie. And if you guys don't know how they did those figures, it was a 3-pack. It was a baby turtle, like from the scene in the movie when the turtles had like their color markings on their shell, and then they had like the I don't know, like the toddler, or like more like preteen turtle, like when they were like, I don't know, like 11 or 12, for them, and then they had like their teenage, like, what we saw in the movie. So they had those, and they had that for the movies. I mean, I personally, I like these toddler ones better. And yes, these are toddlers. Don't listen to NECA, where NECA called them babies for the niche for the accessory set, because I can tell you, as parent of both a baby and a toddler, there's a difference. And I
I'll
also
defer to you on that.
yes. I also see that Colin Stein has joined us, and welcome, Colin. He says that he and both him and Robert do see the South Park references. I mean, as a person who watches South Park, I don't see it.
You
Um,
know, Raph is totally Cartman.
I
And then you have
his
Stan and Kyle for Donnie and Leo, and then Mikey is Kenny.
I I mean,
But
to
like,
me, they just look.
but like Raph is Cartman right there. Like that
I
looks like Cartman.
That does not look like Cartman. I mean,
That looks
his
exactly
big,
like Cartman.
his big and chubby. He looks. I mean, he looks like some toddlers I know. Uh, I mean, I don't see Cartman. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see it. I mean, and now this is personally the first time I'm hearing them being compared to South Park. I I really don't see
Oh,
it.
that's all I've been seeing for the past couple weeks.
Oh, that's
So
all you've been saying. No,
yeah.
no one has been messing us with South Park jokes to us. To be honest, I
In fact,
don't see it.
when you asked me like where I had seen them, um, like or if I knew the source of them, like half of the times I've seen them the past like couple days
Couple
have been
days.
in the South Park memes. So
Oh, okay. I just don't see it. Now, okay. One thing I do want to mention. I just, like, and this is just something that personally bothers me. Because like Dontel has glasses, and like, even at that young age, first, I mean, toddlers that young can get glasses, as like my freaking 5-month-old already has hearing aids. So I'm not saying it's not possible for them to have glasses, but still, I don't understand why, like, we have, like, people who are smart apparently have bad eyesight. Why if they're smarter, how, like, did they just like lose their eyesight? Like, I don't know.
It's because all nerds do is stare at the computer.
I don't, yes. So you're telling
That's
me that
that's all.
Donatello, as a toddler, was staring at a computer, like
I mean, as a mutant toddler,
as,
sure.
as a mutant toddler? Yeah.
Like all rules and logic go out the window as
I
soon as we
know.
start talking about them as mutants.
I
So
know. No, no.
if that's
That is true. But that's just like my soapbox I have to stand on. Is just that
I
you know
know.
what like
And this is me pushing you off that soapbox.
I know.
So
Yeah. Mike's just like, get off that, Jason.
all right.
All right.
What is up next?
What is up next? We are actually going to be talking about the loyal subjects because last night they have so Toy Book had another loyal subjects news exclusive, and that is pretty much that their best action line for Ninja Turtles is being extended. So
Expanded.
expanded. I'm sorry. Why do I keep thinking extended?
Extended just means that they're
Yeah.
gonna do more.
Yeah, right.
Expanded means they're gonna be doing a lot more.
Yes, yeah. So, a lot of the stuff that they mentioned was stuff that we've already talked about, and they're doing the best action XL, which I mean, I already have it, which is Krang so far. And then we've talked about the new motorcycle packs. And then we've also talked about the comic bundles. So they are continuing this expanded line, and like the article didn't really go on further than that. The article itself just pretty much reconfirmed everything that we already knew. What the most interesting thing was that the picture itself had IDW Shredder, which that never got revealed until this picture.
Well, also Donatello and Mikey.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Donatello and Mikey.
And,
we knew they were coming.
And so
we knew they were coming. We just didn't see their images before.
And so the quote, because I've been going back and forth with people about this all day. They're like, "Oh, the article doesn't say anything about IDW."
No, it says IDW.
The article mentions IDW. It's just underneath the ad that says the 2000 edition of the Big Book. But the CEO of the Loyal Subjects, Jonathan Cathy, says it's unbelievable that TLS is entering the TMNT market this year with one of the most coveted looks and feels the new comic book look, which has been driving the turtle fandom, loyalists, and faithful for more than a decade.
Right.
So that is very specifically talking about the IDW comic. Yes. He doesn't say it by name.
No, he says that.
But right underneath, he not in there. He doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Not in his quote.
Not in his quote.
And that's what some people were like, oh, well, that's just because IDW is doing so bad. And it's like, well, IDW is not doing bad. They lost Transformers and G.I. Joe. They still have other properties.
Right.
Like,
and they lost Ghostbusters a while ago too, didn't they?
Well, it's a long story.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about that in our interview with Tom Waltz.
Oh, cool.
But it's a really long story. Actually, no, I'll let Tom tell it.
Yeah. No.
It's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
But right underneath that, it says this year's product assortment features a tsunami of new waves, including characters with looks inspired by the original cartoon series, alongside designs ripped from the pages of IDW Publishing's modern TMNT comics.
Yeah.
These new comic bundles feature exclusive cover art drawn by artist Matteo Santuloco.
And that's actually something I want to ask you about because so far we only had 4 comic bundles right now, which is the best of Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Mm-hmm. And are those covers by Santuloco? Sorry,
no, those are by I think they're a Canadian artist. Their name that goes by Biggie.
That's what I thought. Because I didn't.
Yeah, those are definitely not Santuloco covers.
Yeah. Because
Santuloco is like it is almost universally the favorite like TMNT comic book artist, or at least he was for like a long time.
Yeah.
It's interesting seeing now like some people kind of going back against that. I've seen some people like kind of saying like they don't like how he draws like their faces. I personally like it. I think it's a very good translation of like the 2012 designs, because
Yeah,
that's kind of when he came on the book.
right,
Was when like 2012 was in like its third season, I think, third or fourth.
right.
So
I think you're right.
I personally really like Santaloco's art.
Uh,
Um,
I like it too,
I'm
and but
very
like
excited for these.
yeah, yeah. To me like right there, because that's why I had to ask you, because I don't know the comics that well as you do. But to me that tells me that we're also getting new comic bundle figures, and in which it could be these turtles again. But we're getting
Mhm.
like either new comic covers by Santaloco, or or we're getting like some like re-releases of like some IDW issues with his cover art on it.
Like it doesn't specifically mention the prices for these figures, because this was another thing that I talked
Yeah.
about. I posted this on Reddit this morning in the TMNT subreddit, um and I posted a link to this article, and a lot of people weren't reading the article.
No, no, no,
um
no. A lot
and
of people, like especially like a lot of people who respond to our tweet, didn't like read the article
yeah.
either. They just
uh and so the article doesn't mention these figures specifically and how much they are going to be,
right,
but you can infer based on what has already been released. If these are going to be wind up being single releases, then they'll probably be about $21. If they're a 4-pack, it'll be about $80. Um, you
right.
know,
Right now,
if
the only
they're
one
if
we
they're
know is that like what we know for sure is that these turtles are definitely going to be in the motorcycle bundles. We don't know if they're going to be outside the motorcycle bundles. We don't know where Shredder's going to be. He could be a single release. He could be a 4-pack release. He maybe Shredder gets his own motorcycle or something like that. But like the only thing we know for certain is that like these turtles at least are going to be in the motorcycle bundles. We don't know if they're going to be outside those motorcycle bundles, because the article does not really mention what about like the picture. The picture is just like basically like their catch art for people to click on the
I mean,
artwork.
they're digital renders.
Yeah,
So kind
they
of
are digital
if
renders too.
you're if
Yes.
you're familiar, like if you follow Hasbro or even NECA does it sometimes, where they'll show just a digital render of their figures coming.
Right.
That's what they're showing here.
Yeah.
Um, and so like I mean, a lot of the field kind of looking at these, they honestly kind of feel like the Batman versus TMNT figures from DC Collectibles, which were already kind of based on IDW, like very
Right.
specifically, they're based on Andy Kuhn's art.
Right.
Um, so like I said, I'm excited for these.
I'm
I only
re-
have like one best action figure. And that's like the disguise Leo, and that's only because I haven't found the others.
Oh gosh.
Um,
I might
but
have
like
to hook you
if
up
they're
with
gonna
Mikey.
do if they're gonna do like a whole IDW line though, like I'm all in on that, especially for like $20,
Yeah.
a figure. Like that's perfect.
No, no,
I
no.
don't
To
even
be
care.
honest,
I don't even care if these are 5-inch figures. Like I don't care.
to be like okay, I will say like because the uh loyal subjects their figures are on the shorter end, but it's still taller than playmates. I don't mind the height on these ones, especially like these go really well with my Bandai Fig Arts uh, Power Ranger figures, which I feel like the Power Ranger Bandai Fig Arts did the best Power Ranger figures. Like Hasbro and other companies can't like hold a candle to those figures.
Oh
And
yeah, like I have no reason to buy the American Power Ranger figures. Like I've only been buying the monsters.
right,
Um,
no, no,
because like I have the perfect Power Rangers figures.
yeah,
Even though
like
I technically bought the Jew Ranger versions.
I
Um,
actually no, I take that back. I bought all the Zhu Ranger versions except for Trini, because
mm.
I wanted to actually be the American body, to have like that more that female body. Because as
Maybe I
much as I
did.
love Zhu
I don't know. I have
Ranger,
to. I have to look. They're behind. They're way behind me. So I have to go. I have to go look at them. But I know the. I know at least most of them. I got the Jew Ranger versions.
yeah, yeah. Well, the Zhu Ranger versions was like almost half the price. Than
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's
yeah.
kind of why I bought them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Also, the Zhu Ranger red and green came with the um oh gosh, I'm blanking on the series name. Like I think it's Occupy Ranger or whatever. The parody Sentai that lasted for like 2 years.
Mm.
They have like those parts. So they have like all they have like the American belts, like the USA belt and the USA neck and everything. So, uh, but yeah, but going back to the scale, like I don't mind the scale. I think it's and they scale well with each other. To be honest, and I did the side by side of Krang against NECA Krang, and like I've actually showed it to people, and people have actually told me it's like, oh man, like people actually says like, oh man, I could have saved $40 and bought just got that version instead of paying a reseller $70 for the NECA version of Krang.
I mean, you can't really complain when you buy from a reseller because
No.
that's the name of their game.
Right.
But yeah, like they're comparable. But it's funny because like if NECA were to re-release their Krang, it absolutely wouldn't be $35.
No. If NECA re-released Krang would be $50. I'm just saying this right now. Krang would definitely be $50 and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I will say something I like about the Loyal Subjects version of Krang compared to the NECA version of Krang is Loyal Subjects of Krang. He actually has thicker legs and he's much easier to stand, and I don't have to worry about him like falling off a shelf.
No, yeah, there you go. Because like I've seen like pictures of like people comparing the two, and it's like the Loyal Subjects Krang is like has way better ankle support. It looks like so
much better.
But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for these figures. I hope they expand into other characters, especially ones that like haven't had action figures before.
Yeah.
Like characters like Old Hob and characters like
we need Old Hob. I would love.
I want Old Hob. Alapex is definitely definitely of a figure.
Yeah.
Jenica.
Yeah. Jenica is a must. I mean, they gotta go with Jenica.
Yeah.
And like and to be honest, I would love to see like his version of Jenica, because like we never seen how he would have drawn her.
For who? Sorry.
Santoletto.
Santaloco's done Jenica but just on covers. Yeah, but only on covers. He was off the interiors of the book when she came on.
Okay. I mean, now I'll be honest. Like for the book, I get the Kevin Eastman covers. So like I always get like B because I prefer Kevin Eastman's art. Yeah. So I have to look up. I personally, just as me personally, I just gotta look up how he did Jenica then. But yeah, I'm excited for this line, and I'm really hoping like we get, as Mike was mentioned, we get like other figures and that kind of stuff. Old Hob is definitely a must for me, and even Slash. I think their version of Slash looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something Colin says is that he says that he's the best, stoked for these figures, and he says he wants to shut up and take his money, like that whole Futurama meme. Oh, Robert, bring up a good one. Dark Leo. Dark Leo would be a great one to see.
Yeah, Dark Leo's a great one. So
yeah, I actually really like Dark Leo. That's actually why I bought that Playmates like a Super Shredder line. I don't know if you remember those figures. That was the closest we got to Dark Leo. Was that Super Shredder turtle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did all four. I can't remember if all four were in the show, but I know Leo was in the show. Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about this week is something from NECA. So this is our first podcast for April, and NECA did this a couple years ago. They did April Takeover, and they're doing it again. And
not with Judith Hogue this time. I noticed.
Not with Judith Hogue this time. But apparently, I think I think they said every Tuesday in April.
Yep.
They're,
So
they're
they're planning a month long of April reveals,
right.
and teases. So the first one for today was posted was new art of Mirage April.
Yes.
So this is new Kevin Eastman art drawn this year
Right.
for Mirage April. So heavily teasing April returning to the Mirage toy line from NECA.
Yes. Yes.
Really excited for this.
Really
Um,
excited for this. I have like their first April, like the one with the blue jacket, because I know they
yeah,
released it in like 3 different colors. I remember I got that. I remember I got it for like $10 on Amazon.
I know. I remember almost buying that figure several times because she was so cheap.
Yeah, she went down like yeah, she went like really
Her
cheap.
and the Mousers, like I almost
Yeah.
got several times.
Right. I know she comes with a one mouser or something like that. I have to look at my
Yeah,
figure. But I don't think I ever got like the mousers by itself. But I can tell you this: I never opened her because it's in that awful NECA package. Do you remember like
yeah, the old clamshells.
the
I
whole clam?
hate.
I hate
Yeah,
those. And
I'm
like
glad NECA's moved away from them because those were those turned me off of buying NECA figures for so long.
yeah, no, those really turned me off. And like because I remember
That was
I
kind of
have a
back in that
whole
era. That was kind of back in that era where like NECA really just did not want you messing like playing with your action figures.
right. Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
they used cheap plastic
yeah.
and they were trying to keep you from
From like
exposing that.
yeah, exactly, yeah, because like I have a whole stack full of Toy Biz Marvel Legends that like it's like never opening this because you
Yeah.
fucking need to scissor. I remember I got really good at like opening it and keeping the package intact, but like I hated those packages, and that was
Yeah.
like when
Just the worst ones.
oh yeah, they definitely were the worst ones. I was so happy when like Hasbro did the return of Marvel Legends, and like
Yeah.
they did not bring back that packaging. So thank you. Um, but yeah, I'm excited for this. And to be honest, I like this design of April better than that last NECA design that they
Mm.
did. This is that more of that that perm hair, and of course, if you guys like see any of their social postings, because they posted it both on Twitter and uh Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't read the comments because the comments are just full of like just not good people.
Yeah,
Like
just the I mean, any discussion with April nowadays seems to be turning into just
yeah,
a toxic dump fire.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what Blaine from NECA reiterated on Twitter today to one of those kind of toxic people. He had reiterated that this is April based on her issue 4 look.
right. And this is
So
drawn by Kevin Eastman, by the way, just to let you guys know. This this is from the creator
yeah, no,
itself.
I said that. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you know, no, 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 no,
this
you
is
didn't.
brand new Kevin
Yeah,
Eastman art from
Mike did. Yeah,
2023.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I pay attention to what Mike says.
and so Blaine from NECA had specifically said like this is April based on her issue 4 look when she gets a new outfit after I think it's before the turtles like go off to go mess with the Triceratons. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
it's issue 4 is like before they go. Like
I think
it's
they like
before
end up with the
it's
Triceraton. They end up with the Triceratons at the end of the issue, I think.
right, exactly. This is like basically when she's opening up the second time around
Yeah.
because like she needed a job. Like and she was like, oh, I can't remember what the comics was, because like I know in the 2003 show it was her father old shop, I think, or in the movie it was her father's old shop, but like different media sources, different
I think it was her dad's. I think it was her dad's
it probably
in
was, yeah,
Rush too.
yeah,
I mean, because that's what the movie based it on. So
yeah, right. No, and you could be right, and like I know the movie the 2003 show was more faithful to the comics than the movie was, but I can see it. But yeah, like I mean, I actually like this design. When I think of like Mirage April, this is like what I think of with Mirage April is like the 80s perm of like my mom had this kind of hair. Like she 100% had like this curly hair, and like and then like she has like I still call them mom jeans. I mean, like there's like lady jeans, just like
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, but this is like the April I think of, like when I think of Mirage.
Is your mom from Iran too?
Yes, my mom's from Iran. Yes,
So this was like a very popular look over there too. I imagine.
yes. Well, and actually, my mom wanted to make herself look so American. She actually
Hmm.
dyed her hair blonde, and
Oh, okay.
a lot of my friends thought my mom was American, and I was like, no, she's just totally Iranian. It's just that, but since she dyed her hair blonde, and she has a lot lighter skin than most
Hmm.
Iranians do. Like people just assumed, like actually I remember, so when my dad moved to the country, my mom still had like the brown hair, like the dark brown hair, and
Hmm.
then they didn't see him for a while, and then all of a sudden like they saw him with my mom, but she dyed her hair color, and a lot of his friends thought he divorced my mother and married an Iranian chick, an American chick. Yeah, it
Nice.
was really funny. I was like, oh,
I bet she loved that.
oh yeah. She actually took it as a compliment.
Oh well, then there you go.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. I'm really excited about this, and especially for people who missed out on the original April release. I think this is a good way, especially because a lot of people are now discovering NECA and everything. And now they want to go all in and everything,
Yeah.
especially because the original April I think came out in 2007 or something like that, 2007, 2008. It was still like
No, it was no, it was later. It was later than that.
it was later.
Because it
Okay.
was, yeah, because it was the original NECA Turtles were 2008.
Okay. Okay.
So these are going to be different, like way late.
Okay.
I think I want to say she was like 2009.
I could see that.
Yes, I'm correct. 2009.
Okay, okay. Yeah, like I said, I could definitely see that. I've only seen the blue one.
Yeah, she came out for the 25th anniversary
Okay,
at,
okay,
at Comic-Con. So
okay, makes sense. Okay, and I remember I picked it. I picked her up at Dragon Con because, like I said, no, I didn't pick her up at Dragon Con. I picked her up at Amazon. Every comic convention I went to, they had her, and they had a lot of her. They
yeah,
were like, they weren't selling out. But I'm excited about this. I'm also hoping that like maybe this month we get the reveal of the new Ultimate April for the cartoon line, and see how changes they done for her.
yeah. I think that is. I think that's a very likely reveal.
Yeah.
That might be the final reveal because that's the most hyped up one that they know that everybody wants.
Right. I can see that one be the final one. I'm more curious. But also I can see like next week probably be like, oh, this is the box art, and then like next week, oh, here's the figure. Like I don't know.
I mean, they could do it like that. I mean, they're heavily into Secret of the Ooze right now.
Oh
They
yeah.
could do Paige Turco April.
They could do her.
Yeah,
We could
they
finally
could do
get
Paige Turco April. They can pivot and do Grandma April from The Last Ronin.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about Grandma April too. Oh yeah. I'm just saying we can finally get the game plan. April, like, because if you guys don't know, Paige Turco was also in the movie The Game Plan with The Rock.
I did not know that she was in that. So
I watched it over the summer, and I was like, "Is that April O'Neil?" I was like,
yeah, so I mean there could be that. I mean I think it's the safe bet to assume that they'll probably end the month of April with a reveal for the Ultimate April for the Toon line.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Something I want to also bring up about NECA. This isn't technically, it's not Ninja Star related, but if you go to their site right now, it says new launch is coming, and I'm hoping like they're actually going to have a true storefront this time, because one of my complaint about like when you go to the necastore.com, they never have anything for sale unless if it's on like that pre-order window. Like I remember when they first had it, like that's like where you could get the baby turtles and like
Right.
or like the street set, not the Ninja Turtle one, but like their vanilla one. That like
Well, I
goes.
think specifically NECA doesn't want to have keep stock in a warehouse
All right.
because that costs money. So they NECA tries not to keep like an inventory on hand.
Uh huh.
So I think that's part of why they don't actually have a storefront
Uh huh.
like that, because they don't, like I said, they don't keep stock
Right.
on hand.
Right.
So I mean, maybe stuff has changed since now they have a true warehouse, like when they acquired customs.com,
Right. Yeah. They have a.
because that seems to be more of a thing, because like now customs.com is where they push a lot of like stuff they found for sale.
Right. And that's also where all their stuff, because I can tell you everything that everything that you bought from Target, from Holothon, and everything that's been coming from the next store has been coming from costumes.com, and they're not great packing like they're not packaging thing, like
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the way they pack the figures. Their New Jersey warehouse that they had was much better at packing than this one from I can't remember what state it's in now, but that's where everything's coming from now.
Yeah, like I noticed like some of my stuff had come through the holothon, like come
Right.
through customs.com. So yeah, I mean, that may be the game plan. Like it's a year in the making since they've acquired costumes.com.
Well, they acquired
So
them in 2019. They just like started
right, but I mean,
doing
we had a
more
whole
stuff.
pandemic in the middle. So
Yeah. They had a pandemic in the middle. Yeah, exactly.
so yeah. So that's everything for tonight, huh?
Yeah, that is everything for tonight. I want to thank Colin and Robert for joining us and giving you guys his opinions on everything. Be sure to check out the full audio podcast hopefully this Thursday. Like I said, I'm in the middle of editing it, but we will be talking about the Dimension X story and some fun stuff, and you'll get to hear me all my theories on why I think this is supposed to be the season 4 premiere of it. Is there anything else you want to add in here, Mike?
No.
All right.
That's everything. I got.
All right. Well, till next time, guys.